day on Consumed by the Call.
It was the weight of the sins of the entire world.
Travel back to the burial of Jesus. A time when fear directed those left standing.
I don't know why I held back. I don't know why I was afraid, and I don't know if it even matters.
And regrets settled deep.
We betrayed him when we said we would serve him.
Would the followers discover what they've been missing? Would they finally understand?
It's so easy to think that we can do it all on our own.
It's our self-sufficiency that has to die.
And how would we be affected?
It's woven into the fabric of who we are. I am Judas!
So my name is Ron. Everybody say, hey, Ron. When you don't really know the love of God, it's sort of like a fish trying to live outside of water. What if we made a pact and said, by the time the sun rises tomorrow, there'll be no rust on this place. We're gonna get the rust out of our life. No more faking it. No more slapping a coat of paint on and pretending everything's great. I'm asking you tonight to consider giving your life to Christ, becoming a follower of Christ. Instead of following your clique, instead of following the culture, following Christ. What does that mean to take up our cross? Maybe you've had this happen before, or you've seen somebody, you're real excited about God, then you fall away, real excited to fall away. How many would like to make sure that never happens to you again? How many would like to make sure? Then you need to listen tonight to the whisper of truth that I believe has the potential to set you free from that ever happening again. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go.
Afterward, Joseph of Arimathea, who had been a secret disciple of Jesus because he feared the Jewish leaders, asked Pilate for permission to take down Jesus' body. When Pilate gave permission, Joseph came and took the body away. With him came Nicodemus, the man who had come to Jesus at night. He brought 75 pounds of perfumed ointment made from myrrh and aloes. Following Jewish burial custom, they wrapped Jesus' body with the spices in long sheets of linen cloth. The place of crucifixion was near a garden, where there was a new tomb never used before. And so, because it was the day of preparation for the Jewish Passover, and since the tomb was close at hand, they laid Jesus there.
Joseph of Arimathea, that's me. Who wants to know?
It's Mary Magdalene. I thought it was you, but I wasn't sure. My friend and I are bringing some flowers, and, well, pretty gutsy thing you did back there.
What? That? Yeah, well, you know, Gutsy's my middle name.
I don't know if a lot of people would have climbed up and gotten him down like that. I mean, it was real
brave? Okay, look. I got him down at night, all right? Night. So no one could see me. All I've ever been is good intentions. Always standing in the wings, just far enough away to stay out of trouble. And now?
And now?
And now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I held back. I don't know why I was afraid, and I don't know if it even matters now.
If it matters? How could it not matter? Think about what just happened here. Think about what he must have felt knowing what was coming. How it must have felt being betrayed by someone so close to you. Can you even imagine?
In the beginning, it all began in the garden. In the garden, sin entered the world. In the garden, the resolute decision will be made to break the bondage of sin once and for all. Jesus brings 3, but is all alone.
John, Peter, James, sleep. You deserve to rest. He doesn't need your help. He's the Son of God.
Dark. Jesus reaches out to his closest, but it is no use. Son of God, the Son of Man, the hour has come.
All hope is gone.
The sins of all the ages flood down upon him.
Greed,
Lust,
murder,
Gossip,
adultery, hate,
unforgiveness,
betrayal.
his sweat turns to blood. He cries to the Father for another way. There is none.
Whatever you are going to do, go and do quickly.
Who are you most like? Peter, James, and John? Are you sleeping? In this, one of the greatest hours, the end of time, are you sleeping? Will you rise from your slumber to fulfill your purpose for your generation?
I am the way, the truth, and the life. You cannot change yourself, but come to me, and I will change you from the inside out.
Or are you like Judas? Are you selling out the eternal truth for the petty, the temporary?
I can give you the world.
Are you selling out the truth for the pleasures of this life?
it feels good.
Do it.
I alone can satisfy. In my presence is fullness of joy and pleasures forevermore.
How could Judas, your good friend, betray you? Didn't he realize what would happen? How did he rationalize what he was doing? Wait. I am Judas!
Coming up, the price of following and failure.
Peter is sure he will stand strong, yet he collapses and denies his master. In holy irony, the chicken proclaims his shame.
And later, determination meets sacrifice.
No matter how grueling or degrading it became, Jesus carried his cross for us. And now it's our turn.
Next on Consumed by the Call.
Valiant parents all over the world are facing this challenge. How do you raise teenagers in times like these? With the dangers of internet porn, cyberbullying, online predators, and the constant erosion of our religious freedoms, how do we navigate these treacherous waters? How do we raise our kids to avoid these threats and become wholesome adults? Luce led a troubled teenage life, and he knows what young people are going through. He also knows how to help parents to prevent their child from going off the edge. For more than 30 years, Luce has helped parents, young people, pastors, and youth pastors navigate today's growing challenges. Ron has been a trusted name, having been face-to-face with 3 million young people, over 100,000 youth leaders, and hundreds of churches. With his books, seminars, and mass events, Ron has helped parents, leaders, and young people become catalysts to build a better tomorrow. If we allow Hollywood, secular culture, and the internet to raise our kids, we know this could wreak havoc on the future of their lives and our nation. However, through clear understanding of the issues that today's teens face and how to respond to them, we can all have hope that our kids will remain strong and free from the grip of the challenges that they're confronted with. Please email email today for a free ebook for either you or your young person to build spiritual strength to ensure you are prepared. We look forward to hearing from you soon, because as a parent or grandparent, we want you to be equipped to leave this world with a positive legacy for this next generation.
We betrayed him when we said we would serve him.
Jesus, I get it now. You challenged us to follow you. And then you went down the darkest day in history. You were crucified. So to follow you, I have to crucify my flesh, my desires, the way I've always done things.
You said we needed to turn our eyes from coveting the temporary things so that we could see the eternal, so that we could see your presence in our lives.
I'm going to build a church on you, on me, Peter. Put up Peter the rock. So you're talking about, okay, so wait, so you saw his right hand or left hand? No, I'm going to he decided he picked me.
Yesterday began not with betrayal, but rather with talk of greatness. The same disciples who would soon be caught sleeping at the greatest hour of their master's need, ironically arguing over who would be the greatest in heaven.
You're different from the others. You walk strong when others stumble. You have sacrificed more than anyone else.
God sees the heart. The greatest of all is the servant of all.
Peter, the rock, you are so sure of your own strength, your own resolve.
Jesus himself said he would build the church on you. Surely you are the greatest.
You will deny me 3 times before the next day begins.
The rock will crumble like clay this day, even with the warnings he gave.
3 times you will deny me.
Maybe he's not who he said he was after all. Peter, what will they do to you and your family? The shame that Jesus now is will be your shame. So you don't know him.
Peter is sure he will stand strong, yet he collapses and denies his master, his friend, the Son of God. In holy irony, a chicken proclaimed his shame. He walks alongside Christ for 3.5 years. He spends so much time with him, face to face. And yet, he can't even stand up to a little girl when she accuses him of being loyal to Jesus.
What a fool. What a chicken.
I will bear your shame.
But then again, at least Peter is there. All but one of the other disciples flee. Peter follows Jesus even if it is in the shadows. At least he makes it this far. Jesus, 3 times denied. Peter turns to see the stare of Jesus. It's not a condescending look of disappointment. It's the gaze of ultimate love.
Your sin is too great. It will never be the same. You blew it. You'll never be forgiven.
I have already forgiven you.
Huh. I remember Jesus. He'd always turn and give you that look. You know, that look. Then he'd just put it out there for you to think about. Not in a condescending way, but just a simple, will you follow me?
And of course, if you knew him, If you'd been with him for even a day, you wouldn't even bat an eyelash. There was only one answer. Where else would we go?
Peter, the rock. I can see why he fell. It's so easy to think that we can do it all on our own. It's woven into the fabric of who we are.
And right now, it's our self-sufficiency that has to die. Our feet. We have to commit our feet to following Jesus. No trying to stand on our own.
Pilate, a careful and calculating ruler. The high priests don't have the authority to execute Jesus, but Pilate does. He tries to reason with the Christ, studying, trying to understand, asking if he is the King of the Jews.
My kingdom is not of this world.
The way Jesus refers to being king makes Pilate nervous. The words spoken with quiet confidence hit Pilate in the deepest recesses of his heart. This blood he does not want on his hands. Yes, Pilate is a careful and calculating ruler, always scheming of ways to shirk his responsibility. Pilate turns Jesus over to his military, vicious reprobates who derive entertainment from blood sport. Jesus becomes the spectacle. Back in a dismal palace chamber, Jesus is stripped and driven to his knees. A soldier flaunts a cat of nine tails. A soldier slams the whip into the Son of God's skin and then jerks it back, chunking out flesh to the bone. He strikes again, and again, and again. A purple robe is thrown on the tattered, bloody flesh of Jesus. Thorny vine twists into a circle.
Well, a king needs a crown, right?
The thorns pierce deep, sending shockwaves through Jesus' body. Insults are hurled. He's slapped, punched, and spit on.
Hail, hail, the King of the Jews.
Jesus is returned to Pilate. Pilate looks into the eyes of Jesus, expecting to find bitterness and hate. There is none. Pilate asks again if Jesus is a king.
All who love the truth recognize that what I say is true.
Pilate asks, what is truth? Is this just a philosophical question? Or is Pilate truly hoping for the answer? Jesus says nothing. The silence is broken by the blood-curdling cries screaming, "Crucify!
Crucify Jesus! Crucify him! Crucify Jesus!
Pilate, you are innocent of this whole nightmare.
It will be their fault.
Give them what they want. If they riot, it will look like you're losing control.
Coming up, uncover the meaning of the cross.
I have to deny, reject, and let go of the desire to do things my own way.
Next on Consumed by the Call.
Valiant parents all over the world are facing this challenge. How do you raise teenagers in times like these? With the dangers of internet porn, cyberbullying, online predators, and the constant erosion of our religious freedoms, how do we navigate these treacherous waters? How do we raise our kids to avoid these threats and become wholesome adults? Luce led a troubled teenage life, and he knows what young people are going through. He also knows how to help parents to prevent their child from going off the edge. For more than 30 years, Luce has helped parents, young people, pastors, and youth pastors navigate today's growing challenges. Ron has been a trusted name, having been face-to-face with 3 million young people, over 100,000 youth leaders, and hundreds of churches. With his books, seminars, and mass events, Ron has helped parents, leaders, and young people become catalysts to build a better tomorrow. If we allow Hollywood, secular culture, and the internet to raise our kids, we know this could wreak havoc on the future of their lives and our nation. However, through clear understanding of the issues that today's teens face and how to respond to them, we can all have hope that our kids will remain strong and free from the grip of the challenges that they're confronted with. Please email today for a free ebook for either you or your young person to build spiritual strength to ensure you are prepared. We look forward to hearing from you soon, because as a parent or grandparent, we want you to be equipped to leave this world with a positive legacy for this next generation.
Pilate turns his back to Jesus and faces the crowd. To clear his conscience and his name, he washes his hands. I am innocent of this man's blood. After all, Pilate is a careful and calculating ruler. His power, his love, it makes him a different kind of criminal. When people choose to follow Jesus, trouble follows them.
Your life was easy before you met Jesus. It's too hard now.
I will not forget those who have given up everything to follow me.
Jesus, why? Why am I like all of these people? And more than anyone else, I see myself in Pilate. Pilate, seriously.
Joseph.
No, it's true. Jesus, I'm so sorry. I tried to carefully figure out how to fit you into my life, along with everything else. I've been careful, never given in completely, never really acknowledging you as king over my life. No more trying to figure you out. No more trying to rationalize my half-hearted attempts at following you. Right now, I surrender my mind. It's time to yield it completely to you.
Carrying his own cross, Jesus trudges to Skull Hill. The cross, a death machine. And Jesus is carrying it. The very thing to be used for his slow, excruciating, and humiliating death. He willingly accepts it. Weighing down on his bloody, beaten body, he shoulders the cross. For you.
Follow me. Take up your cross and follow me.
The cross is seen every day, everywhere. Have you become numb to the power of what it stands for? Do you really understand what you're looking at?
How heavy is the cross? Is that why you fell? Or did you trip? Or were you thrown down? Or maybe it was the weight of the sins of the entire world crushing down on you.
You know what we have to do. No matter how grueling or degrading it became, Jesus carried his cross for us. And now it's our turn to carry our cross as a sign of our discipleship.
Yeah, but here's the trouble with picking up my cross. I mean, it's hard and painful, and it's ugly. I mean, it's the most honest moment I'll ever face. It literally vexes my soul just thinking about it. Am I really up for this?
I've tried before to let go of the habits, the different sins in my life, but it was with my own strength. But now, it's for good. But I have to deny, reject, and let go of the desire to do things my own way.
Deep down, I know I have to commit my hands to the cross. I have to pick up my cross. It's the only way to find out what's on the other side.
Jesus, step by step, fall by fall, you conquer the grueling road to Calvary. You reach the hill of the skull, Golgotha. Already suffering beyond human imagination, Christ's humiliation is far from over. Soldiers rip his clothes off, tearing open his wounds again. He is entertainment, the creator, becomes their clown. This is not the end. The journey to this place is unbearable. All dignity is stripped away, but it is not enough. Hammers crash like cymbals onto thick nails that drive deep into the flesh of Jesus. Son of Man, the pain is real. Still, the drummers play on and on. When is it enough? Now, enough. They deliver the final blow. With his hands and feet pinned to the splintered wood, Jesus is elevated high above the crowd. Son of God, he possesses the power of heaven. Enough power to remove himself from the cross of shame. Enough power to punish those who are punishing him. Instead, as they poke and prod, Jesus does something even more unbelievable than taking revenge.
Father, forgive them.
It is one of only 6 things Jesus says during his 6 hours of torture on the cross. For the other 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 30 seconds, Jesus shows us through his own silent dignity how to endure even the worst persecution and mockery.
Avoid embarrassment at all costs.
Deny whoever
You have to. Even Jesus.
If you proclaim me before your family and friends, I will proclaim you before my Father.
Do you speak up for what is right?
Go with the flow.
Mock.
Ridicule.
Easier that way. After all, who doesn't like to have a little fun?
If you've done it to the least of these, you've done it unto me.
Jesus, you could have done anything in that moment. Instead, you kept silent. I've been careless with my words. My mouth has harbored a vicious tongue that strikes out without warning. Tonight, that all changes. From now on, my mouth will voice truth in love. And I'll speak up when I have a chance to defend you. And my mouth will proclaim you to my friends and my family. Tonight, my tongue will be crucified.
From noon to 3, the entire earth sits in darkness. Even the sun in the sky mourns. Breathing his last breath, Jesus strains to open his lungs.
It is finished.
But the Son of God, Son of Man, does not go quietly. The temple curtain rips in two, top to bottom. An earthquake. Stones split to pieces. Tombs open up. Bodies of believers asleep in their graves are raised. His departure leaves an echo, not to be ignored.
Ron, tonight when he took that message and he asked people to come up if they wanted to accept Jesus, I began to feel this weight, just almost like scales just come off my back and just all this weight come off. And I could finally lift myself, I could stand up, and I felt like a new man, a stronger person.